Everyone, doing a quick run through of Workback schedules for you. Just because I know there is a little bit of confusion, I'll just kind of start off by saying, please do create them in Excel. It just is a nice consistent look and feel for me to grade them, and I'll get into those details after, but you'll find an example in our week 8 resources and Workback example. So it is just a shared Excel file. I'm not sure if I kind of locked the editing on here, but please just use this as your guide. Don't actually type in here and start filling this out, but you can copy and paste. So first and foremost, I did outline kind of the main tasks, saying that in the web portion, there could be a plethora more. Lots of times, one task that appears here ends up, in fact, being multiple tasks. So just note, this is a guide to help you folks understand, for those that might not be too familiar with building sites, that you might end up combining some of these. For instance, your wireframes for mobile, and then you have your header footer, your wireframe pages, etc. So I kind of just was trying to keep it simplified kind of terms to get you folks going. So anyways, again, here's our tasks. As you learned previously, we do have our color coding system. So we have color code, and then we have ensuring that we have a team color, and then each person is designated with a color. We have our deadlines that we can fill in here. You can find those all in the assignment folders. And then we have the responsibility. So who is this going to? And then you can arrange your dates in several different ways. I personally think, just because each week we are doing something new, breaking it up into our 7 weeks might be the best. So you can really go from a day-to-day basis. If you feel this is cumbersome and unnecessary, absolutely no problem. Please feel free to just maybe create them by weeks, etc. But like I said, I find this a little bit easier to really break down the tasks. So we had our briefing, which was week 1, I'm not sure which day it was, maybe March 1st to March 3rd, or February 28th, I think, in the 3rd. So you would block off one of those, because that was literally just one day. And then we're going to go and assign the roles. When do we need to do that? Then when do we create our Workback schedules? I imagine you've already assigned roles, but I've put this in here because there are several new groups. So this may be necessary, may not be necessary. Again, so you can read through here. I won't go through the details, but again, all we're doing here is, so let's just say, for instance, we'll start with March 3rd. So we'll just say with our Thursday class. So that was the team, should have been there. We'll block that as off as one day. Perhaps maybe assign the roles that maybe will happen the next day. So that's another team project. And then we're going to start creating that Workback schedule. Perhaps maybe that's going to be a 2-day task, and maybe our team lead is going to take care of that. So we're going to block off 2 colors or 2 days for that. Perhaps maybe now we need another 2 days to, or perhaps maybe just 1 day to do our brainstorm session. As I explained, that should most definitely be with your team, so you can really kick around lots of different ideas, or booking your brainstorming session, then sorting out our site architecture and our card sorting. Again, that's our team task. Same thing with our user flow, that's our team task. So all of these things are literally happening at once. I just went into like an extreme amount of detail. So if we've got March 3rd, and then we have our presentation to meet with me, that would be on, I believe that's March 10th. And then we just block that off. And then we can continue on. So for those that might not be super familiar with like building out websites, again, these are, I went into not a ton of detail, but I also really outlined each one, working on things like grid and header and footer, et cetera. I'll go into next week with you and how we kind of break those tasks apart. Some of them, like I said, would happen at the same time like we have here, but I just wanted to make it very clear and all the way out there for you guys. I hope that helps.